Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of The Articulate Fly, and we're back with another Central Virginia fishing report with Ethan Martin at TaleTellers Fly Shop. How you doing, Ethan?
I'm doing great today. How are you doing?
As always, just trying to stay out of trouble, and the refrain in the Mid-Atlantic seems to be that it's warmed up a little bit, but the water's really low.
Yep, and that's about the same thing here in Central Virginia. So a couple ways that impacts us. I mean, this is seasonal lows, so pretty much every fall it's going to be about the same flow rate as what you're seeing right now. But basically what that lends itself to is you're trout fishing. The majority of those fish are going to be in the deeper holes or the faster flowing water that has enough depth to hide and provide food. Our brook trout are pretty much in spawn mode. I went out last Wednesday and just kind of perusing around and saw quite a few pairs of them just sitting at the back of some deeper holes. So those dudes were getting ready, and that is Central Virginia. I mean, that stream is a really popular one around here. Then on the stock side of things, I mean, my wife and I, we just went and caught a bunch of stock trout this past weekend on Saturday. So that stuff's heating up. I mean, it's pretty much your normal stuff for your stockers, which is going to be, egg patterns and squirmy worms. And we threw some things like little perdigon jigs and Frenchies, kind of some of my little staple patterns. And we didn't catch a single one on those. Everything we brought up was on eggs. So it's for people who hate them. I mean, it is what it is. And it makes me happy, if I can get my wife to actually go fishing with me, and then she can go out by herself and catch some fish. I am enthralled with that. So it's a good time for the stock stuff because it's fairly straightforward. You find a deeper hole, and they're going to be there. And when it comes to smallmouth side of things, everything there has definitely been changing. This is one of those seasons where you can have a really, really good hour. You find a little pod of fish and you just rail them with a streamer. But for the most part, it's going to be slower day smallmouth fishing. So if you are not interested in that, then I would say head on up to, either stock streams. I mean, for me, I usually give the brook trout a little bit of a break during the spawn. And then once that's over, I pretty much just rock hop the sides of the rivers to avoid stepping on any of the nests, so that way you don't kill a whole bunch of brook trout. But it's plenty of other opportunities as well for different varieties of fish. Muskies are kind of heating up as well. A couple of our local people have caught them, and then the striper stuff is going to start coming back in here soon, but that's its own category. So. But I mean, it's a fun time. The fall, it can be hit or miss, and I think really for me, a lot of what I do in the fall is you do a bit of exploring, and then really just enjoying the scenery. I mean, I don't typically have the best days of my life in the fall. However, it's usually really pretty, and you're rewarded with some really comfortable weather. So that's two of my favorite reasons about getting out this time of year.
Yeah, and I would say too, right? I mean, on the smallmouth front, the trick at this time of year is really to cover water because, to your point, you're going to fish a lot and then you're going to find a bunch in one spot and you're going to have to work them over and then you're going to have to go find a new spot, right?
Yep, that's pretty much the category. I mean, it's kind of mind-boggling going from 1 month ago to what it is today, because just a month ago, I mean, the transition was starting, I would say, but we were still having really good number days on streamers mainly. And then, it just, as soon as we start getting those really cold nights, the James temperature just dropped. I mean, it dropped fast. This was a really aggressive fall from, the past ones that we've had here in Central Virginia. So it made stuff change quickly. And so the best thing you can do right now is going to be floating. And the difficult thing, like for people like me with a jet boat, is going to be you still have your lower water, so you got to be really careful if you're trying to go up and fish a hole or a section that that smallmouth usually are in the winter. The river is still really low, and the thing, of course, with the jet boat is the leaves are everywhere, so you suck all those up. But so it's one of those things. Really, I guess the best thing that you can do is float the river, and just like you said, as soon as you get into a pot of fish, then kind of stay there, maybe row back up, or if you can, and but if not, you just keep on floating and keep dredging, and just recognize that you're probably not going to catch 50 fish in a day. You're looking for 5, really. If you catch 5, that's going to be a good day on the fly. So
Got it. And have you got anything neat coming up in the shop you want to talk about?
we've got a lot of events that we are in the chute, just about to be done. I guess the exciting things on my end is we've brought on Andrew Kent, who's going to be like the store manager. So that's pretty cool. Cool for me. And then we've got another guy who's coming in the shop who pretty much his whole job is going to revolve around event planning and like our fly tying classes, doing stuff in the summer. So I'm really excited about that. This is a pretty cool season for planning and for getting stuff done and fly tying, all that stuff. So we're just about to have a whole lot of things going on. So I'm kind of holding on, getting ready.
Yeah. So check the website, and probably another good thing to do so you don't have to check the website is subscribe to the newsletter, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's the easiest way. If you don't know, we do a letter pretty much every Thursday that's basically just kind of like a microcosm of what I do with you. A little bit of fishing report, but then some shop-oriented stuff as well. And then always, if there's an event going on, then that's always going to be listed there. And you can just sign up for that on our website link. At the very bottom of it, there's a little section where you can sign up. And if not there, you can call the shop and we can put you on that way too, if you want to go that route.
Yeah. And, folks, we love questions at the Articulate Fly. You can email them to us. You can DM us on social media, whatever is easiest for you. And if we use your question, I'll send you some Articulate Fly swag, and you're going to enter a drawing for something cool from the shop at the end of the season. And Ethan, before I let you go, you want to let folks know shop hours, location, and all that kind of good stuff?
Yeah. So we're located in Lynchburg, Virginia. We're currently located on Main Street. If you can't make it down to the store, between Monday and Saturday, then you can find pretty much everything that we have online. And of course, if you have any questions about fishing or equipment, anything like that, then don't hesitate to reach out. Some of the easiest ways are just phone calls. For those who have called the shop in the past, the shop phone used to ring straight to my phone. So you got to talk to me, but I do have it set up to go to the shop now. So you might be talking to Andrew, who's the store manager, or you might be talking to me or one of the other guys we got in the shop. But if you have a question exactly for me, then the easiest route is going to be email. So a couple different ways you can get in touch.
Yeah, there you go. And folks, fall is my favorite time of the year to be on the water. You owe it to yourself to get out there and catch a few. Tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, Ethan.
Tight lines.